Aloha and welcome. My name is John Johnson, and I'll be your instructor for ITS 144, PC maintenance support, and operating system installation. So I'd like to take you through a quick tour of both the Lamaku system, which you'll be learning, the learning management system that we now use in the UH system. I'd also like to show you the courseware that we're going to be using, which is Cengage. So without further ado, let me open up a window and share what I'm seeing here. So when you come into Lamaku, you're going to come in through the lamaku.hawaii.edu pathway. And once you get to that URL, it's going to redirect you to log in with your UH credentials. You'll enter your UH credentials and it'll bring you back to this splash page. On this splash page, you're going to see a number of tiles on the left-hand side here. And those tiles are going to correspond to the classes that you're in. The one that we're talking about right now is ITS 144. So you'll click on ITS 144 and you'll come into this page. We'll have an announcement by the time you come and look at it because I wanted to put a link to this video in the announcement so it's not posted just yet. So the first thing I want you to notice is we have a section here for announcements. And also on the left-hand side, you're going to see a link to VitalSource, which is the company that we go through for our actual courseware. So on the left or right-hand side with announcements, this is where the announcements are going to be posted. I try to post an announcement at least every Sunday and sometimes on off days as well. The one issue that I have with the announcements is when I send out an announcement, it goes to you through email, not from my email address, but it goes through the Lamaku system. So a lot of you are getting Lamaku Digest at, I think the default is 6 p.m. on every day, essentially. So it's going to tell you what's coming due and things like that. Unfortunately, my announcements come in the same way, and I find that a lot of people are just automatically deleting their Lamaku assignments, so they accidentally delete my announcements. That's fine if you end up doing that. Just know that the main place to see my announcements is going to be here on our course site. It's going to be over here with our announcements. So always check this out. Make sure that you've seen the latest announcements at least once a week. The other thing that's going to be of use in here is the upcoming events. We have a calendar that has our upcoming events, which is going to tell you what modules are due, what assignments are due, and it'll tell you about the midterm and the final exam as well. So these are going to be of interest to you. When we look at this, right now I'm viewing as a student. So the 2 or 3 sections that I want you using. Number one, the most important by far is content. Within content, you're going to see the course overview. You're also going to have that VitalSource link that we just saw on the splash page. So inside here is our syllabus in course overview. It has the information for the class. Our site is essentially, this will bring you to the site that we're at. I have a YouTube playlist, which I have video content for the different modules. And then the way you get my name here, John Johnson, my office hours is by appointment. Just email me. We can set up a meeting and email me here at my email address, jsj3@hawaii.edu. I have a phone in my office. It's rarely used and it's rarely paid attention to, so I wouldn't go about that. This syllabus may change, not very likely, but if it does, I'll give you notice in advance. You can go through this about the course on your own. You pretty much know what the course is going to be about because that's why you're signed up. The prerequisites no longer matter. The course learning outcomes, you'll see that we have a certain number of things that we expect you to know, like installing operating systems, upgrading them, installing peripheral devices and device drivers. You're going to learn all this during the course of the class. Our format is going to be online asynchronous. It's going to be completely online via the internet, and we're going to be using this courseware. We're going to be using the Lamaku Learning Management System, and we're going to be using the courseware, which is Cengage. So all the assignments we're going to find in here in Lamaku, and we're also going to have our module tests inside of Lamaku, as well as our midterm and our final. The required materials, it's listed here. It's called CompTIA A+ Guide to IT Technical Support. This is the Cengage materials that I just mentioned, linked through here at VitalSource. The course policy is contacting me. Just contact me whenever you have any trouble, any questions whatsoever. I'm available a lot more than I should be. just send me an email at jsj3@hawaii.edu and I'll try to get in touch with you. The one policy that most professors have is that we will get back to you within 24 hours. When you send me email, I will get back to you within 24 hours. The exception to that is the weekend. Most instructors also have lives, and we are doing things on the weekend. If I can, I will respond, but it is not guaranteed. So the one thing I want to impress upon you is if you have an assignment that's due and you don't understand something, or if you have a module that you're having trouble with, please get in touch with me before the weekend. Anything that comes in on, a quick overview. Most of the instructors were teaching, a number of classes. I personally am teaching 6. I have upwards of 25 students in each of my classes. If I'm answering emails on a timely basis, I try to get any questions done with it, answered within 24 hours. So on a Friday, depending on how many questions have piled up, I may not get to everything. So it would be answered on Monday. So Saturday and Sunday kind of applies there as well. So make sure you get your questions to me at least by Thursday. If you have something that's due on that weekend, that's the best way to get a quick and responsive answer from me. So, so please keep that in mind. We have alternate contacts in here. If you have some, if you feel uncomfortable about asking me if you have concerns, you can contact the program coordinator, Dr. Rich Halverson, at richardh@hawaii.edu. Also, our department chairman, Calvin Tan, at ctan@hawaii.edu. The attendance and grading, this is online, asynchronous. There is no attendance. I'm not keeping track of anything here. We can see, students and their, participation, everything. We have ways of measuring some of that, but there's nothing in there that I'm going to be following because your grades are going to be given according to a composition that I'll show you in just a second. So the evaluation feedback, your assignments, I'll try to get graded a day or so after the due date. I may do it a little bit earlier, but that's going to be at my discretion based on how much time I have available. But I will try to get it done within 24 hours of of the due date of that assignment. There are some really great students who go out and tackle some of the assignments much earlier than they need to, and I try to get that done so they'll have some feedback on that. But again, give me a little bit of grace on that. The letter grades are the same as any other class. The point system, though, so essentially 90% and above is an A, 80% and above is a B, 70% and above is C, 60% and above is D. Below that, it's an F. Our point system goes 0 to 1,000, and it breaks down accordingly. A is 900, B is 800, C is 700, D is 600, and anything under that is an F. So the composition of that grade is going to be based on assignments. So you have 6 assignments that are 30 points each. These are not terribly difficult. They shouldn't take you more than half an hour to an hour to complete. There's going to be 6 of those, 30 points each. That's 18% of your grade at 180 points. We have module quizzes. So after each one of 15 modules, we have a quiz, and that quiz is going to count for 40 points each. So that will add up to 60% of your grade, or 600 points. So you're also going to have 2 exams. You have a midterm exam and you have a final exam. And those are going to count for a total of 220 points, or 22% of your grade. So that is that part. And then we have our tentative course schedule here. So our tentative course schedule is set up to be week 1. We've got module 1 reading and quiz. That's going to be due on Sunday, August 31st. Then week 2, we've got September 1 through 7. It's going to be module 2 reading and quiz due on Sunday, September 7th, and Lamaku assignment 1 due on Sunday, September 7th. So you'll notice here that we normally have about 1 module a week that's going to be due. And then we have an assignment almost every other week. So there's one exception to that, I believe, where we have 2 chapters of reading in 1 week. So that's going to be a little bit of a heavy week. So if you scroll through here, you'll find that it comes down here at week 10. If you want to go ahead and start prepping for that and work a little bit ahead, that's absolutely fine. We have deadlines, but there's nothing that's going to prevent you from going ahead and working on something in advance. So feel free to go through the schedule here, get an idea. Our final exam is going to be on, it says Sunday, December 15th. I think that's actually mistaken. I think the last, I think 15th is a Monday, so I'll go ahead and correct that later. But December 15th will be our final exam. We'll be reviewing for it. You'll have time to review between the 8th and the 11th. And then we've got our program learning outcomes listed here, institutional learning outcomes, and some other information here. So go through this at your own leisure, and keep in mind that this is the syllabus. This is our contract for the work that we're doing here. The point of this class, though, is to get you prepared for almost two full exams that come with so this is for the A+ certification, and the A+ certification is two separate cores, and this will get you through the first core and a good bit of the second core. The hope is that you'll be able to go on to take the certification. If you want to take the certification and you're an ITS or declared ITS major in the KCC IT department, or ITS department, you can let us know that you're planning on taking the test. If you pay for it and you pass it, passing is very important. If you pass it, we will reimburse you. We have funds to reimburse students for taking that test. And we'll give you links to the student, there's a student voucher, which is much cheaper than the regular voucher for taking this exam. So I'd like to get a gauge of everybody that would like to sit for this exam and work with you. And I'll also come up with some other nice materials that I've used in the past for testing with CompTIA that'll help you just kind of do some of your review prep and things like that. So, so this is the syllabus. The next thing we're going to be looking at, before I go into VitalSource itself, let me just show you a couple other things here. In assignments, we've got 6 different assignments. These are going to be every other week or so. So you'll click into it, and you'll have your assignment here, and you'll be able to submit here the answers. So you have 6 different ones. They're all going to have the same weighting. They're 30 points each. And, again, they're available as of today. I had some people contacting me saying that they couldn't get in. That's because it wasn't released until 8 a.m. this morning when the semester, I guess, officially starts. So all these are now available. You can go ahead and work on them. You can work ahead if you like to. They're not exactly correlated to the specific section that we're working on. Some of this is just kind of getting a gauge of what you know and getting you to research into a little bit more. So this is more fun than anything else, and it counts as a good bit of your grade. So so that's our assignments. We're not using discussions. Under quizzes, that's where we have all of our module tests. You'll notice that here too, you can work ahead because all of the availability is August 25th today, and it closes on certain dates. So make sure that you have these done by that date at midnight. Do not expect a response from me at 11:55 when you have an issue that you didn't hammer out in advance. So that's why I say try to contact me before, take a look at it, get an idea of, any questions you may have for me to let me know, because on the weekend, I can't really promise a timely response to anything. So I get that done. Our late policy is there's no exceptions for late work or late quizzes unless there's some extreme reason. So keep that in mind. A lot of people fall behind and it snowballs, so don't let that happen to you. Class progress, I don't really use that much. The calendar, you can use the calendar if you like to. I personally don't end up using it that much. Grades, the grades here, you can click on it and it will show you your progress on everything. So show you what your grades are. The dashes just mean there's nothing that's been entered in here yet. So then outside of grades, the rest of this we're not really using. So the main things to remember: contents, assignments, quizzes, and grades to check your progress. So now we'll go to the last element, which is the link to our resources here. So we click on Vital Source. And once we click on Vital Source here, we click here. And this is going to bring us to a splash page for our book. So Vital Source, it's going to show us right here. So we can click on the Read Now. I think that you may have to set up an account here. I don't know exactly what it looks like from the user perspective, but invariably everybody figures out how they're supposed to do this. You go ahead and, also this is paid through your IDAP fee for the class. So when you click on here, it's going to bring you into the book. It takes a little bit of time here. You can see that it's going from place to place. And now we get into our material. So you'll see that we have up here, it talks about the Core 1 exam and the Core 2 exam. And you'll get down here and you'll see the different readings. So this is the readings. These are the modules that we talk about. So we're going to start in the part 1 with module 1, which is the great taking a computer apart and putting it back together. So you'll start in here, you'll read, you'll click on here, and then you'll read more on it. It'll talk about the objectives. And these are tied to the Core 1 certification objectives. So these are the things you need to be learning in order to do well on that test. Not just the module quiz, but also the eventual certification exam that we hope you take. So these are all in here, and you just follow along and work through the material. And once you do, so let's say you've done module 1, and I forget exactly, okay, you can see here, a module is about 60-ish pages in general. So you look at the difference in different modules, they're about 60-ish pages. So that's a good bit of reading. A lot of it, you'll have images and things like that that are taking up a lot of that. So go ahead in the early weeks, get an idea of how long it takes you to read through this stuff so that you can pace yourself. There are 2 main soft skills you're going to learn in this class. Number 1 is time management, figuring out how much time it takes you to do certain things, getting used to that and getting your rhythm. The second thing that's very important is communication. You need to communicate with me as your instructor to let me know how you're doing. If you're having trouble, get in touch with me. I'm happy to set up a Zoom session, talk it out with you, or if you want email responses, that's fine as well. But you need to communicate with me very well. And time management, of course, is the other one. So those 2 are the 2 most important things you're going to learn in here. So getting back to what we were saying here, you're going to start out, you're going to do the module. After you've gone through the module and you've understood it, then we're going to kick back out to here. And I want you to, before you go into quizzes and take that module 1 quiz, I have something else for you to go through. So if you go into content again and you look back to our course overview, you're going to see that we have this YouTube playlist. So if you go to the YouTube playlist, you're going to go in here and you're going to see all these modules. So I have one for each module that we're going through. So feel free to go in and click into each video. Some of them are long. The first one, it's a big topic. It's an hour long. Some of them are 36 minutes, 42 minutes, 51 minutes, 35 minutes, 29 minutes. But I'm trying to go through and do a recap of a lot of the material that you're going to be learning in each module, just to kind of, replay it in your head, get it absorbed. So go through that and then go over here into Lamaku. Whoops, I lost the link there, but we go back into Lamaku. Then we can go into quizzes and take that quiz with a little bit more knowledge and, having solidified that in your head. So please go about doing the class that way. Again, we're going to have several modules before we get to our midterm exam on October 19th. Then we've got our final exam over here on December 15th, which is Monday, I'm pretty sure, and not the Sunday that was advertised in our course overview. So that's all for the introduction. I hope that is a good introduction, that I haven't forgotten anything. If you have any questions, as always, just reach out to me, jsj3@hawaii.edu. I'd be happy to answer any questions you have. If at any point you need some one-on-one explanations, again, contact me. I'm happy to help you. So without further ado, have yourselves a wonderful week, and go ahead and sign up for your course, or go ahead and link up with your vital source, and I will talk to you later. Aloha.